guys. I
And when you
really
had a healthy slot wide receiver that was young and able to run routes, Cobb was nasty, folks. He was
just
nasty
never
from
was
his rookie
healthy.
year all the way till 2014. He was nasty.
Yeah, he was really good. Yeah, he was.
And then
And then he
injuries
got hurt.
happened. I love Cobb, but I can't sit here and accept that he was being overpaid or he wasn't being overpaid for playing half a season most years since 2014. I mean,
Is there any defensive players you've heard
he
about
can't.
possibly in trades though, other than the receivers?
Leonard Williams, defensive tackle from the Jets, is
Really?
supposedly on the trade block, and I would
I would
gladly
love him.
ship some draft picks. If we can do a third and a fourth for him without giving up a second or first, I'd do it in a heartbeat.
He's a
I would
stud.
a third this year, third next year, and fourth for Leonard Williams and Clark and
Didn't
defensive
Patton
line
play
interior.
with him as a rookie?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. See, that's a guy. If I'm Patton, I'm pounding the table for because
Everyone's
he's
screaming for
good.
wide receiver, but defensive lineman. You also have Derek Wolf in
Do
Denver.
you know what? Do you know what the biggest issue is? Is that Patton? Look, it's not that Patton doesn't care about the run game, but Patton's scheme refuses to run blitz on first downs to give you easy first down throws. You know what I mean? And so he really depends on the guys that are on that front to just stop the run. And if they don't, he's like, okay, well, I'll scheme something up on third down. Even if it's third and you'll notice it's third and short and he'll bring zero blitzes and shit. Even if he thinks they might throw. Like he'll blitz on third down. He just refuses to blitz on blatant run downs. Like first down when you know a team wants to run. If you get a Leonard Williams, this he takes care of because think about why Patton's defenses were so potent before. It wasn't because he didn't care about the run. They stopped the run. They just did it with the guys that were in the front, with the Leonard
Yeah.
Williams and the Sheldon Richardson and I don't know who else was there, but there's a bunch of other people. But
I mean, we had who was the God, what's it, Muhammad Wilkerson? Yeah, Sheldon Richardson. There was
yeah,
a bunch of guys that, I mean, we had on that Jets defensive line that was really good. I mean, you also had the God, what was his name? He was Ohio State. I can't remember his name. But anyways, yeah, Leonard Williams is one. Derek Wolf is another one. The, we have seen way too many wide receivers being talked about, but there's also a lot of inside linebackers that I mean we could pair up with Martinez and get that true 1-2 punch to be able to cover that I've always wanted. I know you're not a big fan of having two inside linebackers, Jay, but Raekwon McMillan's one that I've been eyeing.
where's he from?
Raekwon McMillan, I believe, is from Arizona. Let me double check.
You think Arizona's going to be selling anything at this point, though? With them being on a 3-game winning streak and their defense kind of coming alive for them.
We'll see. I mean, still, if someone makes the right offer, in my I'm sorry, he was Miami. He was Arizona last year. I'm sorry.
He's with Miami. Well, yeah, you can get him
So
from
there you go,
Miami.
trade
I
partner,
mean,
and they're
Miami will
taking
give you
picks.
anybody for a decent price. It ain't even the right price; it's a decent price. They're kind of like the price is right. You get within a couple bucks, and they'll sell.
Yeah, and I mean he's a talented guy. He's just never really been in a true spot. Last year he had 105 tackles. This year so far he's got 35, but he's also playing second fiddle right now in that defense, and they're trying to shift things around. So, I mean, he's literally being pushed aside. When we know he's got the talent, so they could do it, but I don't know if they will.
I like the
But you
Leonard Williams. That idea is stuck in my brain now.
just saying,
I look
I,
if I
if we
could
had to give
have
a second,
if
I
I
would.
could ask for two guys in trade, one would be one of the two wide receivers in AJ Brown or Davis, and the other one would be Leonard Williams. You get one of those, two of those three players. I think this team would be damn near unstoppable. I think Leonard Williams fixes what Pettin needs to do to be able to keep playing his defense and not have to give up the run. And I think either A.J. Brown or Corey Davis does nothing but give you young depth that can grow in this offense for years to come without having, and then gives you draft flexibility. See, I think Dave and I both agree with this, Dave. I'm sure we've talked enough where I can say things like this. Dave and I don't mind moves that both give you young talent that you can control for years to come on rookie contracts, but also keeps high draft capital because therefore, let's say they get Leonard Williams, okay? Well, D lineman was going to be one of their top 3 defense needs going into the draft. Top 4, like the 4 top needs this year, right now. Receiver, running back, another offensive lineman, a defensive lineman, basically. That's the top 4. And then after that, it would be linebacker, that would be the top 5, basically. But so if you get that defensive tackle, like a Leonard Williams, well, that gives you a lot of flexibility. If you really like an offensive lineman, you don't need that second one. You can package a first and second, move up into a premier spot. It just gives you flexibility in the draft because it takes away less needs and still keeps high draft capital to be flexible to make a move because you have less roster needs. If you go out and get Corey Davis and Leonard Williams, let's say, well, hell, now you're just playing with cash money going into the draft next year. You're going into the free agency going, well, who can we get that's not going to break our cap, that's just a toy for the offense or defense? It changes what you do. And I know people are like, well, that sounds a lot like the Rams. The problem, that sounds a lot like the Bears. Again, folks, what Dave and I like to say is the problem with those 2 franchises acting the way they did is that they made the mistake in overvaluing the guy that they had given the keys to the car with. And when you make the mistake of giving the keys to the car and going out and souping up the car with the turbo and the rims and the wing and the tinted windows, and then you give the keys to the kid that's irresponsible and ain't driving, you think he's ready, and he's just going to go crash it and ruin it right away, you're in a lot of problems. And that's what's happening with the Rams. Jared Goff doesn't look like he can be a consistent guy right now. They're having to lean on guys way too much, and they're on a timetable. The Bears, they're in a hell of a problem right now because no matter what they do going forward, they're shit. That's what the guys on House Hall Brawl were talking about it. Their cap train shows up in 2020, and people at that point, they're going to have to start making cuts or trying to renegotiate, and it starts to get real messy in Chicago because they thought that they were all set up and ready and that they could go get Khalil Mack and pay Akeem Nicks and pay all these guys and keep them around and do all this fancy-dancy shit because they had Mitch Trubisky.
There's another defensive tackle that I'm not kidding. We were just talking about this. Literally just popped up 20 minutes ago. Cincinnati has him on the trade block. I have been a fan of this dude ever since he came in the league. He is 31 years old. He's still got a tread left on the tires. Do you know who I'm talking about?
No freaking way. He's not on the trade block, is he?
Cincy said that they're taking offers to see what they can get. Geno Atkins is on the trade block.
And see, in a 3-4, he's an end. He plays that end position enough.
He's versatile. He can play inside and outside to be able to go ahead and still have enough power to move interior.
He's Kingsley Keke on steroids, essentially, that body type.
Folks, last year, age 30, he had 10 sacks, 45 combined tackles, 19 QB hits. That's at age 30. He's already got 3 sacks this year. He's got 5 QB hits, 25 tackles already. There's no drop-off there in production. I have no problem. I'm just saying if we took a third or a fourth and shipped them to like Josh Jackson to Cincy and put Geno Atkins inside to essentially it's another
Isn't he
pass
on a
rusher.
really big deal though? His cap
Let,
number.
I'll tell you right now. You
Well,
hold your
see,
horses.
I
But
know
no,
you
just
will.
just
That's why I
just think
asked
of
you.
that. The
Oh no, I love the
versatility.
player. I'm just saying. I mean, hey, look, we just got to be honest. Like, if it's something that
Well,
can't
I'm
be
right there
worked
with
under the
you. I
cap,
didn't
we
even look
don't
at his
want to. We
contract.
don't want
I
to
just saw it
get
pop
people
up.
too excited. I know. Just trying to be
Unbelievable.
efficient with our news. We're pumping into Packerland here. We don't want to get. I don't want to be one of these. We're not one of these places that just throws names out there if it's not going to work
No,
out.
this is. I just saw this pop up, folks.
We're doing the homework.
Let's.
Just give us a second. We're doing the homework. I do like that though. Geno Atkins is a stud. Regardless of his age. This is the bizarro Mike Daniels. He's a healthy, productive guy at his age. That's showing
So
no signs of
the only thing with
decline.
Atkins, he is a $14.2 million
Yeah,
cap hit,
see, he's a
but
big cap hit. That gets
but
prorated in a trade though. To what?
exactly, um, his dead money hit would be 7.8. It'd be worth it.
That's
Trade post June 2019. No. Um. Wow. That was 2020. I thought was seven. Okay, here 2019 post trade June 1st. If they traded Geno Atkins, they would save 12 million in cap room, and they would only and we would take a 2.6 million dollar cap hit for
what?
Geno Atkins.
So he would
I,
count $2.6 million against our cap this year, and they would save $12 million.
because we would
They
pay
are
for the
going to
guaranteed
trade him
money for
before
them.
the trade deadline, folks. I don't know if the Packers are getting him, but if you look at cap numbers and where the hell this team is, you might as well look at that right now. And what Dave just told you is
I'm
by
staring at it
trade
right now, live
deadline,
on air.
Geno Atkins will be traded. Look, and
I
I'm
used
not
over the
saying it's the Packers. I'm saying you cannot tell me that a franchise that's in a dumpster fire situation can right now save $12 million against the cap, and that some team looking at that they can't pull a third or a fourth or a third and a fourth or a fourth and a fifth or a fourth and a future third from somebody, that is too good of a deal for both sides for that not to be a trade deadline deal.
and I'm gonna even tweet that out on
That, I
from
mean,
live
that's
on
just good
air.
NFL news there, buddy. Good job, Dave. Bravo.
Geno Atkins post trade June 1st. Yeah, that's
Hey, look, we might be Packers people, but like we are football people, and I'm telling you right now that fiscally just makes too much sense for that not to be something that's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. I agree fully.
So, well, then let's spitball here because we're getting long in the tooth, and we're
No,
gonna
I
start
don't
our
know.
news.
I just saw it, so that's why I
No,
was
no,
like,
let's
okay.
let's spitball a little bit. I definitely think the Packers would be in that because that's a something there. Well, hey, on that
Now it
note, what
makes
about
sense.
Leonard Williams?
Well, hold on a second. Think about this. One of my sources earlier, did I not mention that they were in talks with Bengals? What if it's not for AJ Green?
Yeah, because they've been pretty adamant about AJ Green, like
They've been
his
pretty adamant
future
that they're
there.
going to keep him
Because let's
unless they
be
offer
real,
a high.
let's be real. Dalton's done, and so if you're going to go get another quarterback, it would be pretty stupid to not have that young quarterback have a veteran like AJ Green to be a safety net for. You know what I mean? Like, I can understand. Whereas Geno Atkins, the fiscal part of that you just informed us about is why I jumped on that and his age. Like, he's going to want out if they're going to start rebuilding anyway. And if you can move on from him going into a year where you might need those extra picks to move up to get the quarterback you really want because of the way the AFC, there's going to be a lot of top 5, 6, 7 picks come out of the AFC this year, man. Like, there's only so many quarterbacks to go around, too.
Sorry, I'm
Oh, I
tweeting
know
that
it.
out live because now it makes sense.
Oh, it makes sense.
Um,
Why would they be talking to